84 centimeters tall, 6. That is Kira Walkenhorst. You see she's got that kinesiology tape on her back and her shoulder, trying to piece it all together. But this team, as I said, when the chemistry is there and they're on top of their game, they're very difficult to stop.
You mentioned the 9 gold medals that they've won between them. The German pair have won. 6 of them came last year. Wow, we thought it was hot yesterday, Dave. Look at that, 63 degrees centigrade. That is ridiculously hot. Oh, well, it's 62 now.
Hard to play, but perfect beach volleyball conditions. A little warm, but a slight breeze. And a lot of players like it like this. They much rather the warm temperatures, rather it being too cold and rainy.
So it's Wang to get us underway. And she's straight to the net, making the block. You mentioned the tape holding everyone together. From a good point of view, from a German perspective, Ludwig had tape up the inside of her leg the other day. That seems to have gone, so whatever that was bothering her is okay.
Yeah, Charlie, you're absolutely right. The kinesiology tape, they call it, very popular. Wasn't around when I played it, but players will put it on anything for a little bit more support. And right there, Laura Ludwig showing crafty offense, going high off the block of Wang Fan.
Yeah, the China pair came through a lucky loser round against the German pairing of Bienek and Schneider yesterday evening. It was a 3-set thriller. Can they take out another German pair here today? But it wouldn't be just any pair. It is a very decorated and well-respected pair.
And this team from Germany, they for sure have a target on their back. When you win an Olympic gold medal, everybody wants to take you down. And that's the position that they are in. And trying to find that form. As I mentioned earlier, last year, they were the most successful European team ever on the FIVB World Tour. They won 69 of 79 matches and had a streak of 18 wins. So no one could really stop them, and they would love to find that form here and start off with a world championship here at the end of 2017.
They would be hitting form at just the right time. Last year, they were on form throughout the season, which is very hard to do. This year, perhaps a little bit more energy in the tank, having not played as much because of the injuries. Ludwig receives serve once again.
Just not very sharp right there. The serve reception about 12 feet off. The set not perfect, and then Ludwig unable to make up for it. So China off to a really strong start here at 4-2.
Wang goes to Ludwig once more. She's going to be doing a lot of work. The set too close to the net. It's, Germany get away with it as it comes off the Wang block.
A tough serve by Wang Fan, but handled well by Ludwig. And absolutely right, a tight set. When you put that ball too tight to the net and you have a tall blocker up there, then the blocker starts to have the advantage. Nice hit right there. Yuan ripping that ball. Yuan, 30 years of age, and has played in 89 tournaments, so definitely a seasoned veteran.
Oh, that blow lands out. I thought she'd got lucky there, Ludwig, and a bit of pressure for the Germans for the first time really in the competition. They lost the first set in their second match against Glenska and Grosny, but came back strong to win that. But early pressure applied from China. And then loose from Volkenhorst. And this is an ideal start for the China pair, and enough is enough. Germany call the timeout, and that almost a point in itself for China. They've got to the Germans early.
You can just tell that Ludwig and Walkenhorst are a bit out of sync. Things just not really in line for them. And remember, this tournament started with 48 teams, 12 pools of 4. The top 2 teams advance, and if you are the top team, which Ludwig ends up, then you play a lucky loser. But I'll tell you what, Charlie, in terms of lucky losers, you do not want to run into China, because China is a very strong team. They're the 18th seed, and they could surprise Germany. If Germany doesn't start to turn some things around, then they could be in some trouble.
Yeah, well, listen, this is the second World Championship for the Chinese pair, and in 2 years ago they eliminated April Ross and Kerry Walsh-Jennings. So they have a history of eliminating big names in this competition. They eventually lost to the champions Agatha and Barbara in the quarter-finals. They've never beaten the German pair though in play. They have one win, but that was via forfeit at the Stavanger Grand Slam back in 2014. Head-to-head is 2-1 in favour of Germany.
And that's more like the Laura Ludwig that we know, going up high, shoulders cross-court, deceptive, and then rolling it right down the line. You saw the block of Wang Fan jumping into the angle just a little too late.
And good strength from Volkenhorst at the net. And it's amazing how a timeout can change the momentum of a game, isn't it?
Yeah, you want to use those timeouts to kind of stop play when things aren't going your way. And Germany knows exactly the timing when enough is enough. And looks like they have completely turned this around after that timeout, and they are on a little mini run here.
Yeah, from 3-7 down to 6-7 down. It's a healthier complexion on the scoreboard. Still behind though, because they're serving. Here's a chance for the Germans, but the set isn't the best. However, Ludwig compensates well, and they've leveled it up at 7-all.
Not sure what the Chinese were doing right there, because you're right, that set was way off the net. Seemed like it gave the advantage to the Chinese, but you know what? They couldn't handle the free ball, so make it 4 points in a row for Germany. Complete turnaround.
And that run comes to an end. They're back on serve, as it were. Walkenhorst going cross-court.
China kind of changing up the strategy and not going to Ludwig, this time trying Walkenhorst, and that's a reason a lot of people stay away from her. She has a heavy arm, hits with a lot of velocity.
Germany have really turned this around. It's, 6-1 since they called the timeout.
And there's a great shot down the line. Wang Fan, 23-year-old, seeing the court so well. And right now it's about consistency for the Chinese. They've been up and down, started really well on that opening whistle, but kind of faltered as of late. They want to get back to it, and that's one way to do it. A rip of an ace, cross court, right there. Yuan going for it. Love the aggressive serve. That's how you make things happen. That's how you take control.
She looked to replicate that previous serve. She does. Ludwig equal to it this time. Knuckle roll shot, leveling it up at 10-all. So final point for the technical timeout, and it's A very close encounter, this one.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier, Charlie. These two teams have played 3 previous times, and the Germans winning 2 of those. Chinese with 1, and how about a one-handed stab by Laura Ludwig?
Sensational reactions from Ludwig, but it may be in vain. No, it's not. Well, there's a touch on the net from Walkenhorst. A net fault gives China the advantage at the technical timeout, 11-10. Walkenhorst, hands in her mouth as she makes this, just clips it with the fingers on the way back.
She was up, tried to hang as long as she could, and then the follow-through just a little bit too much. And Yue Yuan having a good time. She knows she got away with one because Volkenhorst definitely got that block if it weren't for the net.
So it was a fascinating matchup in another sense that the Chinese pair have played 46 events together since they first came together in 2014, and the Germans, this is their 42nd event since they came together in 2013. So 2 sides that know each other in terms of they know their partners very well, they know each other's games very well, comfortable with each other, and 2 of the established forces on the world tour.
And it's important because volleyball is such an experienced game. It's tough to get out there without experience and actually see results and win right away. You got to work on that chemistry, being comfortable where your partner's going to be at all times. And you're absolutely right. Both these teams have that experience under their belt.
So it's going to be Wang Fan to serve again. They go to Ludwig. I'm just wondering whether or not the breeze is swirling around in there. It seemed to hang up that set in the air.
Yeah, there has been a little bit of a breeze, and we always talk about good side, bad side. Right now, the Germans would be on the good side. The breeze is in their face, so they can kind of hit the ball a little harder, whereas if the breeze is at your back, as it is with the Chinese, that ball can float a little longer. So you want that in your face, and that's also why we switch sides every 7 points, so one team doesn't have an advantage. Can you imagine if you stayed on the good side for the entire set? You'd have a huge advantage.
The other complication, though, when you have a stand such as this is, I was talking to Marcus Bockerman, who's actually playing on the last match here today. He said when he was out there, he had no idea what the best side was because it was blowing in one way, hitting the stands, coming back again, and he said it was absolutely, he had no idea. Oh, excellent get from Ludwig. So athletic. Can she finish? No, she can't. Wang has the chance, but Ludwig is there again. Again, the set is a long way from the net, but Ludwig finds the cut from somewhere. That is such a hard shot to play. How many times, Dane, do we see players try to do that shot when they're up against the net and put it into the net? Here she's a good meter or so from the net.
Yeah, she's way off the net. And it's interesting, Kira Volkenhorst is what we call spraying her all over, just setting the ball with inaccuracy all over the court. An easy play to set, and we've seen a few of those opportunities for Walkenhorst and just giving Ludwig some interesting sets. To Ludwig's credit, like you said, putting that ball away was incredible.
Credit to Ludwig, she's made every point on the bad sets. It just shows you what a quality player she is.
And Walkenhorst is going to have to clean that up if this thing stays close. You know, Walkenhorst doesn't look quite as sharp. We talk about Ludwig, who had the surgery in the offseason, but Walkenhorst just doesn't seem in command of her game. If I'm China, I'm going to go her direction.
Indeed, they do go to Walkenhorst, who comes up with the answer this time. Well, that's the question, Dane. Kira's setting hasn't been great, so do you serve to Ludwig to get the Walkenhorst set, or do you go to Walkenhorst and hope she errors with the serve reception?
Well, I think I would like to see China test Walkenhorst, serve her the ball, make her hit the ball, because her shots are off as well, rather than serving Ludwig. And hoping for an errant set. I would definitely switch it up and go to Walkenhorst. But Walkenhorst is powerful when she is on, and that can be intimidating for some players. So it's one of those strategies you got to buy into it and you just got to go for it. There's a rip. How about that? A little sportsmanship. Yue Yuan puts her hand up after, but she really lit up Ludwig right there.
Walkenhorst, who is responding to the pressure being put on her at the moment by the China serve. Block lands just out.
Solid hit. Challenging Kira Volkenhorst right there. Wang Fan just going for it. And it comes up a winner.
Service error levels it up.
Difficult serve going line to line. I understand it, but it is hard to hit. Hard to execute. And Charlie, we're getting down to the business end of this set, 16 all, and it's always how you finish. We already know that Ludwig and Walkenhorst have that extra gear. They know how to close out. The question, can China stay consistent right here and steal this first set? Would be a huge upset.
Again, China have been in front for most of the set. New with the set. Wang rips through it, misses the block of Ludwig, and that could be a costly error. Germany in front as we approach the end of this first set.
Yeah, and that's really foolish by China right there. Avoiding the block. You have Laura Ludwig up at the net for one of the first times, and she's not the traditional blocker.
Now here's a real chance to get an advantage. And the person you want to play that shot, Laura Ludwig, is there. And it's timeout for China. I said, having led for most of the first set, a couple of errors at the end gives Germany control.
Yeah, the problem right now with China is Laura Ludwig is beating them. Kira Walkenhorst kind of quiet. They need to exploit Kira Walkenhorst. Give her the ball as many times as possible. Ludwig is proving that she's on point. Every one of her shots is there. Her vision is there.
Just looking at the stats here, Ludwig and Volkenhorst with 5 errors in this match. Wang and Yu with 2, but yet still Germany in front. Far more successful attacks, as you can see.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Germany with more errors, yet they have the lead. It's just, you know what? China hasn't been able to capitalize on those errors and really steal the momentum. And all of a sudden, Germany in control.
Walkenhorst serves to Wang. Yu with the set. Wang needs to get this. She does. But now, this is a massive point because should Germany side out, it will be 2 set points. 1 on their serve, but more importantly, 1 on the China serve. If it's needed, of course. That is not the time to send down a service error and gift your opponents 2 set points. Ludwig to serve the first of them. Goes to Wang once again. Wang has to adjust her body in the air. Does well, saves the first. But here comes the second set point on the U serve. Big serve and set points. Ludwig cuts. Well, she played one of those earlier in proceedings and it was a winner. And that one, with all the pressure of a set point, is just as good. And that is a really strong performance from Germany. When they weren't at their best, they still managed to grind out the set.
Yeah, and that's what true professionals do. That's what Olympic gold medalists do. And Kira Walkenhorst getting some attention on that right shoulder. Here's the final point, that cut shot. Ludwig loves to go to it. And China will learn that Ludwig has come to play. When you're playing beach volleyball and you face a team, if one player's hot, you have to go the other direction. And I believe they have to switch it up. They need to target Kira Walkenhorst. We even saw at one point Ludwig at the net as a blocker. That's to conserve energy.
So you can see confirmation of that first set score here, the stats, Dave.
Yeah, very even. Look at that. Blocks, aces, all tied up right there. Sure, Germany had a few more attacks, but it was the broken plays and capitalizing on errors. There's the attention that Kira Walkenhorst is getting.
If you take the net difference between errors and successful attacks, it's +2 in Germany's favor. Their balance was 14 successful attacks and 5 errors, so 9. And China's difference was 7, and the difference in the set was 2. Well, that'll be worrying for German fans. I mean, there is a lot of tape on her, isn't there? Shoulder, back, left knee, back of the leg.
Yeah, she's got a lot of little dings and injuries going on. That's why you exploit her. That's why you go to her. If China continues to go to Ludwig, this is going to be over quickly.
But it's been going for a while. I mean, Volkenhorst has been carrying injuries for a couple of seasons. I mean, she's forfeited. She hasn't turned up to some events because of injury, and she's forfeited because of injury.
Yeah, but not last year. Last year, so strong throughout. Maybe one of the most successful seasons of all time. Despite having the injuries, you're absolutely right.
Good work, unlucky.
You're absolutely right that she's always had the ailments. She was able to manage them last year, I guess was the case, and they're starting to catch up to her, but China has to try to take advantage of the weaker player, and every day that can change, you know. Kira and Laura, such amazing players, and it's a difficult decision. Who do you go to? And right now, I would try to test Kira only for the fact that Laura Ludwig has been so hot.
Ludwig giving her partner all the encouragement she can. Now here's a chance for Germany to win a point on serve. Too good from Walkenhorst.
Walkenhorst with a nice set. Laura Ludwig with yet another kill. You have to take her out of her game. She thrives on momentum and is so sharp right now. Cut shots falling, the line shots falling, her hard hit, everything.
One thing we haven't seen is the kill on the second touch, which is another one of her favourite shots, as Walkenhorst makes the block.
That is what Walkenhorst is so good at, blocking at the net. Gets up and over. And not a lot of emotion out of Kira Walkenhorst. Very stoic throughout. I think she's really trying to manage herself.
There you go. There it is.
Beautiful play by Laura Ludwig. That's one of her favorite moves. Over on one, catching the defense off guard. China doesn't have time to set up. That's all by design right there. And the more times Laura Ludwig touches the ball, the worse it's going to be for China.
So a run of 4 Germany points is brought to an end by the kill from Wang. He needs to clean her shades.
Wang Fan and Yu Yuan got a 5th in the 2015 World Championships taking place in The Hague, so they've been here before. Wow, beautiful defense right there. Digging that ball up and into the net. We see that so much more often these days. Throw it into the net, allow your partner to come in and give you a nice set, and there's a rip by Yue Yuan.
It can act as like an extra touch, can't it, that playing the ball into the net. Good block.
First little weakness we have seen there, finally stopping Laura Ludwig. Really solid block, targeting it back into the net, or back into the court, I should say, is Wang Fan.
Again, sat too close to the net, and Ludwig can't create a winner, but she might get another chance. No, she won't. Wang Fan goes cross court, finds unguarded sand.
They had to dig deep right there. The Chinese, Germany making them work for each and every point. Look at Ludwig, change of direction, fully elevated, sacrificing that body, but China gets a free ball and knows exactly what to do with it.
Good work from the German pair. It was all hands to the pump for both teams, scrambling defense. But it's Germany who come out on top on this occasion.
What a great play. Soft block by Walkenhorst. And then a nice finish at the end. Walkenhorst that time into the top of the net. Excuse me, Ludwig. And Laura Ludwig, such an amazing player. Pretty much won every award at one time on the FIVB tour. Defensive player, offensive, most improved, most inspirational, most outstanding. She's basically done it all.
Anything that's got most in front of it.
Has pretty much won everything but a world championship. That's what would be amazing if they could pull that off. And
well, wouldn't it just?
that ball into the bottom of the net. So a rare error. Ludwig again changing directions, getting that ball up in the air. This time a beautiful high set. Gives Ludwig enough time, but tries to be a little too sharp on that cut.
No mistake this time from Laura Ludwig.
That arm looks really good right there. That's the hardest hit I've seen her swing at all week long, and no chance for China right there. Ludwig really bringing it.
I think that could be a little bit of anger management from Laura Ludwig after the two errors previous, taking her frustrations out on the ball. Good get from Wang, but she's out of position and she needs you to find the mark, but she doesn't.
That ball, the cut shot, way out of bounds. And it all started with a tough serve from Laura Ludwig. There's the save by Wang Fan, and then Yue Yuan going way out of bounds. She knew it right away that that ball was out.
Wang curled up like a hedgehog, trying to get out of everyone's way. Oh, too cute.
Ludwig usually with a really effective jump float serve, a unique starting style. She kind of squats down and then jumps straight up without an approach and hits the ball really flat. But you can tell the game just not as sharp as we've seen before.
At the moment, China are making them pay because it's almost as if one service error follows another. And if your opponents are off, you've got to make them play shots. You for sure can't win any points if you send down service errors.
There's Kira Walkenhorst showing her stuff. She's got a very effective float serve. She's got to float that ball and get to the net. The bottom of that serve just drops out. It drops about a foot at the last second. Throws China completely off.
Ludwig at full stretch, unable to keep that one alive.
Right down the line, Laura Ludwig. You know why she's such a fan favorite is the fact that she goes for it every single play. She lays it out as if it's match point every time, and the fans, they appreciate that. Getting a lot of missed serves here in this second set. It is extremely hot down there, and fatigue possibly starting to play a factor with some of these players.
It's a mental test as well as a physical test, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. About 36, 37 degrees Celsius, and the players are feeling it. A lot of players using ice in the side changes, in the rest area, but there's Kira Walkenhorst. What she does best as a blocker, up and over. Impeccable timing and some emotion out of Kira.
So the technical timeout, and Germany have the advantage by 3. They were down by 1 in the first set and came good. Can they maintain this advantage as we approach the business end of the second set? And there are the stats again. And, the German pair definitely dominating those stats and errors. Well, 6 now to Germany, 3 to China, so 1 apiece in the second set.
Yeah, I believe China has to start being more effective at the net. Right now it's been all about Kira Walkenhorst. She's winning that blocking battle with 3. China needs a couple of blocks at the net or some good defensive plays to get themselves into this, but slowly Germany starting to creep away.
Good block again. A block either side of the technical timeout extends the lead to 4. Ludwig suddenly coming to the party.
Up and over. Look at the timing. She's sealing the net so well. And it's just wild if you go back 4 years to see the improvement of Kira Walkenhorst. Has stepped up so big with a great chemistry with her partner, Ludwig.
She's there again, making the block, but this time Wang Fan comes across to put the ball down on the German side of the net.
Ludwig always trying to be aggressive there. Wang Fan right there. Another great blocking move. That one's successful. They need to manufacture a few more points to get themselves into this one.
another service error from China.
Yeah, as soon as China gets a little bit of traction, things going their way, they seem to give it right back.
Sixth service error of the match, but it seems like it must have been 4 almost in a row for China in this second set. That time the net not helping, and this is a really healthy advantage now for Germany.
Yeah, it's funny, in the middle of that first set, looked like an upset might have been brewing, but leave it to the Olympic gold medalists to take charge of the match, and they're in complete command right now. There's no question, and it doesn't look at all like there's going to be an upset here.
Well, never say never. Sport has a funny way of coming back to bite you, but China need a run of points, and they need it almost straight off the back of this timeout. We saw in the first set Germany calling a timeout and coming back and going on a run of points. China need to try and do exactly the same thing here. Just trying to take the sting out of the German attack.